Well, that was so much fun, and speaking of fun, we can't get enough of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, now on NBC. Tonight's episode is really special. Stephanie Beatriz makes her directorial debut. Stephanie plays Detective Rosa Diaz on the show. Before you watch the He Said, She Said episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine tonight, take a look at this interview we did with Stephanie and fellow cast member Melissa Fumero.
I asked. I was terrified to ask, but I asked. You know, when we got sort of saved by NBC for a season 6, I started kind of really thinking, oh, maybe I should ask to direct, but I was too scared to do it. And the opportunity passed me by. And then we got 5 more episodes. NBC ordered 5 more episodes, and that's when I finally took the leap.
Sir, you haven't come out of your office in a while. How you doing?
Terrible. You were right. I was trying to relive my glory years. But the fact remains, they are behind me. My only nemesis now? Father Time.
We've been doing this show for quite a bit, and the majority of the directors that we deal with on a daily basis were often men. The ratio was very low that we would see women, and even less women of color. And that kind of shook me up a little bit. And it meant that, you know, if I wanted to see a change happen and for there to be more women of color directing, I needed to step up and do something that felt terrifying to me, which was ask if I could direct.
It was the best. I mean, selfishly, I was like, this is the best case scenario for me because my friend is behind the camera and she already knows how and what to say to me during certain things or situations or takes, and I can read everything that's on her face, and so I know what's going on. And it was just like, you know, the whole week was like everyone's playing for the home team. You know, it just felt very like that feeling when you're in your hometown.
You're on the cutting edge. In fact, you're so progressive, they were scared to make you police commissioner. You're as modern as they come. What is that noise?
It's my fax machine.
Oh, Captain.
Sorry, I'm young.
It was wonderful, and she did such a good job. She was so cool and confident throughout it, and I felt very protected and safe to be creative and just, you know, it's a big storyline for Amy, and so to perform it under those circumstances was the best.
No. The short answer is no. I think I tried to be as organized as possible, and I think I was tough on myself. I'm sure Melissa had that similar experience. Yeah. Directing turns out to be a really isolating job because you're really just with your own brain and ideas for pretty much like a week and a half beforehand, kind of. And you can be your worst critic. So often I would come up with something that I thought was kind of funny or interesting, and then the other side of my brain would be like, you're garbage. Don't even like think that that's funny.
Anyone care to wager a guess as to how this happened?
Yeah, I bet he dipped it in a pile of cocaine, got it real numb, and then hit a croquet ball with it.
Totally possible.
He probably sat on
So it got under his butt.
Happens all the time.
Sure do.
Oh, you guys are horrible. And you're wrong, because he was clearly driving his Bentley naked, tried to pee out the window, and was then struck by a goose on the wang. Is that what happened, sir? Was he struck by a goose?
So it really becomes a job of saying to yourself, like, no, that's not true at all. Don't talk to yourself that way. Listen to your ideas and keep following them on that track. But once I got on set, it was really, really fun. I mean, I sort of jokingly said this, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine is my favorite show, and I got to watch my favorite show for like 10 to 12 hours every day without having to see my own face, which was fun for me because I wasn't criticizing my own work. I was simply enjoying the incredible work of my co-stars, and they're some of my favorite actors that I've ever seen. So it was really, I had a really good time. I think I was really soft, meaning like I was laughing a lot and sometimes getting emotional about the work that I was watching.
Good stuff. Brooklyn Nine-Nine airs tonight at 8 p.m. right here on Channel 9. The episode He Said, She Said is the directorial debut of Stephanie Beatriz, who plays Detective Rosa Diaz. Don't forget to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine tonight and every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back.